Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Sandra Mirage. C News is live. Topping the news at this time, the Ministry of Works and Transport is once again advising motorists to avoid the North Coast Road as the slope has once again come down near the Maracas Lookout. In a social media post this morning, the ministry said the matter is being addressed and urged commuters to avoid the area until further notice. Land slippage on the road to Maracas has been occurring since the Christmas weekend and has been getting increasingly worse. Yesterday, workers managed to clear part of the road to allow residents who had been blocked from getting home to pass through. Well, our reporter Sherilyn Lewis is at the North Coast Road at this time. Sherilyn, what can you tell us?
At the moment, there's cleanup efforts along the North Coast Road here in Maracas after following another landslip last night, which has made a certain part of the road impassable. There are motorists lined along the North Coast Road. Many of them were unable to head to Maracas and go into the beach facility there because of the landslip. Some of them are becoming impatient. They're coming out of their vehicles. They're walking to take pictures. But ultimately, we don't know how long the cleanup efforts will continue at this point in time. But it is on the way, and it has garnered much attention from motorists and residents within the area at this point in time.
And the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management says 4 excavators are currently on site at the North Coast Road, clearing the landslide to allow residents to commute through the area. In a statement a short while ago, the ODPM also said the Cedar Grove area in Mayaro, Trinidad continues to be affected by floodwaters, making some roadways impassable to most vehicles. They said floodwaters have subsided in most previously affected areas. However, at-risk citizens and the general public are advised to still ensure they do not walk or drive through floodwaters. The new year is here and nurses are looking forward to having a better deal and more jobs. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association, or TTRNA, Edie Stewart, says nurses are currently being educated but not being given priority for employment.
Why are you training a number of nurses? Over 300 nurses are passing out every year. Training them, giving them the impression that a job will be after 4 years of training and acquiring a bachelor's, you expect them to be employed like police, prisons, fire, teachers. Once they go through training, they expect to be employed. Otherwise, they won't even go through this training. After that, you have them home in excess of a year. We have over 200 nurses sitting home after being trained by the government and not practicing their trade.
He says nurses are losing their skills while they're home and some of them are forced to take up other forms of employment. On another matter, he's also calling for more to be done to safeguard the lives of nurses to and from the job, especially those who have to work late hours.
Because the RHA provides no transport for nurses to get home or to get the closest centralized town or spot like that. They provide none of that. So some of these health centers, which open late in the evening, the extended hours that the ministers would have championed and say are working, after 10 o'clock, after 8 o'clock, nurses have to find their way home, and those who don't have cars have to face public transport and have been attacked on an ongoing basis.
Agricultural economist Omar Das Maharaj says during the Christmas to Carnival period, this country highly depends on importing food, which increases the food import bill. During the reading of the 2018 budget presentation, Finance Minister Colm Imbert announced that this country's food import bill had increased to US $8.19 billion in 2017. Speaking today on Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Maharaj shared the reasons for the spike in the import bill.
We have a lot of champagnes, alcohol, ham, turkey, all these nice things. Of course, the majority of those products are imported into the country. So that for the high-end market, while we have another arm of the state that promotes tourism and we promote the nightlife at Arapita Avenue and all these other entertainment that facilities across the country, we need to look at what is being served there as well.
He called on the government to improve policies within the agriculture sector.
I think when we talk about driving the agriculture sector against the food imports, we need to be mindful of what is in that food import bill. So as the food manufacturing booms and the main inputs are not gathered from the local, from our country, it means that as that end booms, it creates a demand on imported inputs. But we can, in the short term to medium term, focus on production in the agriculture sector to come against the importation of these primary commodities. And it requires, of course, some form of an industry strategy.
A male flight attendant employed with Caribbean Airlines Limited and a woman were arrested on Sunday after officers of the Eastern Division Task Force seized a pistol and a quantity of ammunition during an anti-crime exercise in Sangre Grande. According to reports, officers searched a black Audi A4 motor vehicle which was parked opposite the Sangre Grande police station with 2 occupants. The search resulted in 1 Beretta pistol and 10 rounds of ammunition being found on the back seat of the vehicle. The occupants of the vehicle, a 31-year-old man of Budu Highway, Sangre Grande, and a 37-year-old woman of Malabar Extension, were taken into custody. Last month, temporary independent senator and youth activist Nikoli Edwards made headlines for his public scolding of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, who he claimed was too busy to meet with the nation's youth. Well, that meeting did happen in 2017, but Mr. Edwards is still not satisfied. He spoke about the meeting during CTVC's Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago.
And the discussions were frank, they were open, but at the end of that, what I gathered is that a lot of the problems that the ministry is seeing it is having with regards to youth development has to do with a lack of funds. So I left that meeting not very much encouraged, because a lot of the things that we were presenting, we were not looking for funding whatsoever. It was more along the lines of, let's see what kind of strategic partnerships can come about where we can get things done.
Mr. Edwards said he was not willing to accept the argument that the country was doing the best it could for its youth with the resources available.
That argument, I think, is fallacious, because, truth be told, we have resources in this country, and we are building all kinds of things and doing stuff which may be necessary, but the question is that what we need right now at this moment?
Well, this is the C News Live report at noon. Remember, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on our website at ctvtt.com, or you can check out our Facebook and Twitter pages at C News Live. With 5 murders recorded in the first day of 2018, youth activist Nikoli Edwards says the relative authorities need to switch up the way it intends to crack down on crime. This, as he says, providing police with more guns and ammunition is not the way to go and will not solve the deeper issue at hand. Let's take a look at the weather now for the period this afternoon and tonight. Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles expect a mostly sunny, hazy and at times breezy afternoon despite the brief shower in a few areas. Tonight would be mostly clear and cool. A rough seas and flood bulletin are in effect. Seas moderate to rough, waves 2.5 to 3 meters in open waters, 1 meter in sheltered areas, and the temperature is expected to reach a high of 31 degrees Celsius in both islands. And let's take a look at some sport news now. The shoe-in for Horse of the Year, this one's for Ron, completed a unique treble with another brilliant ride from jockey Karan Kalawan in the New Year's Day feature, the Science Gold Sprint. This one's for Ron followed up victories in the Stewards Cup and Gold Cup with another triumph in the Science Gold Sprint, a first since centralized racing switched to Santa Rosa Park in 1994. But here's Nicholas Chady.
And they're off. Rocket wheels touch the ground at the start. And it's pause for a course who comes out running for the lead, and she's gone to the front and opens up here. Whisper Light going after her in second. Control Unit comes away running in third. 4 lengths to this one's for Ron. Holy Man and Rocket Wheels. They head toward the far turn run. The pace appears to be hot. They come off the turn and into the stretch. Pause for a cause narrowly. Whisper Light now. And here's Control Unit strong on the outside. They've gobbled up Pause for a course. And here's the Gold Cup winner. This one's for Ron. This one's for Ron. Arrives on the scene and now jumps in front. Oh, he picks it up now. Sticks ahead in front. This one's for Ron. And Karen Kilowan drawing away. And with authority, they win the Gold Cup and now the Science Gold Sprint, sponsored by Ambet. Holy Man came running on for second, Control Unit was third, followed by Whisper Light, Rocket Wheels, and Pause for a Course was the final one home.
Well, I can assure you, Nicholas, I did nothing. He did it all because he just jogged 2 mornings and that was it.
That was it. Absolutely great ride too by Karen Kilowan.
Yeah, he's a very patient jockey and he gets the best out of this horse.
Well, let's turn to some boxing news now, where Prince Lee Isidore made a triumphant return to the ring, showing little of the rustiness occasioned from nearly 2 years of inactivity. Conscious of his time away from the ring, Prince Lee took his time in the early rounds before picking it up gradually as he started to feel more comfortable in the ring again. He had his jab working to perfection and was able to double and triple up the jab to keep Orlando Rogers off balance for most of the night. Eventually, his natural aggressive style would kick in and he went in hot pursuit of Rogers, hoping to end the fight quickly. Then, midway through round 2, he thought he ended it when Rogers took a knee after he had his ribs hurt from a serious barrage of body blows from Prince Lee. But to his credit, the Guyanese Rogers used his vast experience and craftiness in the ring to keep out of harm's way, even though Prince Lee peppered him with good shots throughout. Then in the 6th round, Prince Lee upped the tempo and was scoring repeatedly as Rogers wilted. But just when he looked like he was going to finish him off, the towel from Rogers' corner came flying into the ring to end the onslaught. Isidore, the winner by a technical knockout, as his career is resumed with an impressive victory. Well, that brings us to the end of the C News Report at noon. I'm Sandra Maraj. Remember, for up-to-date and breaking news throughout the day, you can visit the C News website at ctvtt.com. Have a great afternoon.